Hey, what's up, folks? It's Eric. It is February 11th, 2024, and finally getting all loaded up here. TradeStation platform is finally loaded up. So, today, man, we'll keep it short. Don't I always keep it short? 2 hours. We'll keep it short. Just gonna review where I was having issues, and I've looked at some other folks' strategies and scripts as well before, and they seem to have a similar issue, but just going to show you the one issue right off that has given me problems when it comes to making a strategy. So I made a strategy yesterday. It was one here. I'm going to copy this. We're going to paste it, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So there are no strategies already on this one. This is one that I made last night. Two that I made. This one here worked pretty well though. I don't think it was on NQ. All right, so the max bars back setting has to be modified here. We go to edit, go to strategies, properties for all. Probably need to make this default, but 200. Because I'm using the 200 period moving average, so we have to have at least 200 right there. All right, and then we'll turn status back on. See, status comes on. We'll hit close, and then it took all these orders. And then if we go here, this is on NQ. It did pretty good on NQ, looks like. What is going on there with that? This one trade here, this looks bizarre. But all this looks good here. This was a hard drawdown here. This was a huge run up, so they probably cancel each other out. But anyway, the performance on this one, 43%. Not sure what it was on ES, but let's see. If we put it at ES, it was from 43% to 31%. 31%, but this is what the curve looked like, right? So, and you don't have to have 100% win rate. You just have to have a reasonably consistent win rate. Like you really know what your win rate is, and you're not fluffing it or overvaluing, undervaluing it. And then just have a decent profit factor, right? So the profit factor on this is, so for every $1 that you lose, you make $2. So 1 to 2, the selected profit factor is 2.68. So with that, even though it's a 30% profitable, or the win rate is 30% or so, it still is quite profitable. And it's taking multiple trades, so yeah. All right, and this strategy here, the one I made last night, was based off of, like I said, the Al Brooks book, and it was about the high one, high two. So when you get a move up, you want to look for the first low, 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 low. We're looking at the highs here, and this high is lower. And now this would be your high one. So your first entry, because this high is higher than that high, and then I was thinking that this would be high two because this next bar is above this high, but it's not. You gotta find the next pullback, the next lower high. So this one is higher, higher, lower, lower. That one looks like that one's even. So it's either even or higher, and so then that would be your next entry. You would enter the next bar at the break of that high. And I thought that was. I'm reading the book, right? This is a dense book. It's like 300 pages. It's a dense book, but I'm trying to open my mind. And it finally dawned on me yesterday what he keeps talking about. And I'm about halfway through the book. Now, as I understand, Al Brooks is I don't think he's an ophthalmologist, but he's a eye doctor, an eye surgeon or something like that. So he's in, optometrist, ophthalmologist. He's somewhere with, he's a physician. I'm sure his brain is, is out in left field. So, and by that I mean, he's not all physicians, not all people, not all people are qualified for their job. But I've seen some of his videos, and he seems pretty smart. So his book, and I saw mixed reviews, but his book, it starts off. Look, I'm 150 pages in, and he's just now explaining some of the concepts that he's been using the entire time. So, and then in some books it'll say, well, we'll talk about that in chapter 6, or go to chapter 6 to find out exactly what I'm talking about. But because I kind of build one thing off of another. I build. That's why in this whole podcast and learning how to EasyLanguage, I'm learning one thing, building. I'm just building, right? But he starts off the book talking about these high 2, high 1s, low 2, low 1s, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Where is that? And then as I'm reading and I'm looking back through the images, I'm trying to kind of conceptualize, or I'm trying to extrapolate what he's saying and how it makes sense on the chart. And I think I have a good idea, but I didn't. And it wasn't until I got to this part in the book where I'm like, okay, now I know what he's saying. So I'm going to have to reread the book. When I get done, I'm going to have to reread the book. And it's fine because I think it's kind of cool. But I mean, like I said, what he's saying is seems somewhat basic. And you think you might be able to pick that up on the chart. But I mean, you got to agree that performance graph that equity curve is kind of nice. Again, now this is on ES, 5-minute time frame. I haven't even looked at it on the 1-minute time frame. It might be terrible. Let's see, because there's a lot more volatility. 1-minute time frame is great as well. What in the world? That is a nice curve. Okay. All right. Well, and I haven't even optimized it for the 1-minute time frame. This is still optimized for the 5-minute time frame. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, the book, man. All right. I can't. I'm too excited. I can't say enough. I'm too excited. If I run this for a while, man, and it continues to do like that, I mean, a lot of trades, though. Let's see how many trades. Because as opposed to shares or equities, here you will have fees. So this is a lot of trades. And it's like you're getting $12 per trade, which if you consider the fees, I believe is it $5 one way or is it $5 both ways? I have to look back at it, because if you make $1,000 trading one contract at a time, if you had 700 contracts, well, now your all the money that you made is eaten right up. I mean, it's gone. I mean, you're probably in the negative. I have to look back and see how much the fees are compared to. But either way, if I was to take the same strategy and apply it to shares where the commissions and the cost is where it's free, this is legit here. So I'm just curious. What's another stock? What if we did like Tesla? Tesla, that's terrible. That's terrible, Tesla. But again, it's not optimized for Tesla either. It's optimized as far as the percent profit and the percent stop loss. It's optimized for those futures. So let's go here. Let's go to edit studies. Go to strategies. Click that. Double click it even. And I don't even know what this would be. What would be close for it? Well, first let's put it on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, 5-minute time frame looks not bad. I mean, drawdown here, but looks not bad. Looks not bad. Doesn't look bad. All right. Buy here. The bought. Why is that buying so high on that bar? I see why, but looks like it's buying at the close, right? So I'm looking at this candle here, and I imagine that. So like we have this high here, got this high here, and then we have this lower high here. It won't let me make a dot. We have a lower high here, and so then when it crosses this high, it should be entering right here. It should be entering right here, not entering up here. So it should be entering on a stop. So let's go to the script, and I can show you what I found before. Issue that I had with my script. Show you what we can see if we can improve that. Okay, so this is long. All right, this is the strategy. Okay, so that's why. Looks like if all those conditions are met, looks like we're buying this bar at the close. So technically, it would not have been. This is not the. I might want to adjust this script. I'm going to try adjusting the script. I'm going to try making it a little bit different. Because this is a lower high, and that's fine. We don't necessarily have to have the higher high on this bar. We need to say for our script that we need to have a lower high, this high be lower than this high, and then on the next bar, we can buy at this bar's high with a stop. That's what we need to say. I got a feeling when I do this, I'm gonna mess the entire thing up, and it won't even perform as well as it did when I first brought it on. So I'm gonna copy this, and then we'll just make a version 2. New strategy. Now, take all that, paste it. Okay, so again, I said that we were looking for a high greater than the high before it, which would be this one. This high is greater than that high before. We don't need that. We don't need that. Okay. Now on this one, we're saying that the high a bar ago is less than the high 2 bars ago. So this is the bar that I want to. This is the bar that I want to find. I want to find. Essentially, like I said, that's really simple. So essentially, I just want to find that the high of this bar is less than the high of the bar before. That's all I'm looking for. High of this bar is less than the bar before. Okay, and then what we're going to do is when all those conditions are met, then instead of buying on this bar at the close, we will buy the next bar at a stop of the bar's high. We're going to buy next bar at the high stop. Now watch this. Okay, so I saved that, but I gotta go and change that strategy. So first, I want to see what the settings are. The settings is 0.04 and 0.08. So we'll just make that the same. 4.08. Two. All right, we'll turn this one off. Okay. So now we did buy at the high right there, right? You see the arrows? We bought at the high. So I think this is the first time where I've been able to see that this thing works much better than I've ever gotten it to work. Okay. But we don't want to exit right at the entry. And you know why that's doing that? Well, I figured it out last night. It's exiting at the entry because on our script, we're saying that once we buy, we're saying go ahead and set the stop contract, set the stop contract, or you can do set stop share, but set the stop loss to the average entry price times the stop loss, which is 0.04 divided by 100. Now the problem with this is, and I didn't realize it, the problem with this is, to my understanding, even though this is the trigger bar. All right, that's the trigger bar. Okay. Now, even though that's the trigger bar and we started the entry there, we bought on this bar. So this is that next bar. So this is the next bar. Now, I believe it's saying that we're going to take the average entry price and we're going to multiply that by our percentage loss or our percentage gain and come up with what our stop loss, the amount is, or our take profit, the amount is. But we're multiplying it by average entry price. And I would think that average entry price I wonder if we move this down here. But I would think, yeah, I'm gonna try that first. So, but essentially what's happening is your average entry price when you get to this bar is 0 because you don't have anything in position. And so now you're multiplying all these things times 0 and you're just getting 0. So as soon as you take a buy, now it's stopping you out because you had 0 as your stop loss. I wonder if I move this down here, would that change it? Oh, okay. So what we have to say though is we need the average entry price to be greater than 0 because I'm thinking what's happening is this order goes to the order generator and it's not filled until some point in time, or maybe it's not considered filled. It's not showing that it has an average entry price until the next bar. That's the only thing I can imagine. And I mean, there's a couple ways to figure that out, but you can't figure that out right now. So what you have to do is you have to say if average entry price is greater than 0. So now we are in a position. It's greater than 0. Then begin. And then you can end. So that needs to be updated for all of my templates. And so now you see it entered here. And now when the exit criteria has been met, whether it's you have a new high or you have a lower low, or it just moves a certain percentage amount, then it exits at a different place. So now it's not exiting at the same place. All right, let's see what that performance graph looked like if it changed. Yeah, and that change, that's, I mean, really wild. But again, this is Tesla. We initially started on ES, so we'll go back to ES. That's what I'm most interested in. And I tell you, I said, well, once we change this, I said it's going to throw off the entire thing. Optimize it. see if there's a better fit for take profit. Stop loss. No, that's not doing so hot there. All right, so like we bought here, why are we getting stopped out when there's a nice move up? Bought here and stopped out here. I think on my other script I put that this has got to be, that the open has to be over the 9-period moving average. Up here. Out here, yeah. Play around with this. Let's put that the open is over the 9-period moving average. Reason why this should have went to a stop. I still think something's a little bit off with the optimization. Let's see. Let's try from 0.04. Is that 0.8? 0.08? Maybe my optimization was too far out. Yeah, that first script, a lot different. That's the first one. This is the second one. Took the second one off. First one, we are buying at the high. It looks like it's just taking one tick. As soon as it buys, it's just taking one tick. Profit, which I don't, I have to look back at the fees and everything, but I don't think that's going to be enough to truly be sustainable. That's wild. That's wild. Buying here, stopping out there. And that is, if we're to go this far, it would be down as far as 0.11. go to 0.20. And then we'll do the same thing on the take profit. We'll go to 0.40. All right. I think it's the exact same graph. Pretty much the exact same profit loss curve. %43% profitable, but the profit factor is 0.6. And so it's going to be a negative profit factor. Settings shows .19 for the stop loss and 0.24 for the profit. See what the report looks like. Something's not making sense. Out of all these studies, changing all these variables, the stop loss and the take profit, every single test comes back to 1875 for the net profit. All the gross profit, all the gross loss is exactly the same. It didn't come up with any possibilities, any variations in possibilities. All these numbers are the same. That doesn't make sense. Something is not right. Something is quite wrong. And so I sing this song. 0.09. I just feel like it's not strategy optimization is not working. .02. Nothing is changing here, so something is wrong. What is it? Is it closing at the open? Just closing all of these. So it's doing right. It's coming in right. So this is the if we're saying that this is the I think that one took extra order. Okay, so this is equal high. All right, so then it did take that next one once it crossed this high. That right here, and then it stopped out here. I'm just wondering because this stop here at this level is below this buy here, but it certainly moved up. Even on this bar, it would have moved up into profit well before it came back down to this. So why is it not taking profit? It seems to only really be taking the stops. It doesn't seem to be taking the profit. Average entry price is greater than 0, then begin to set stop loss. That set profit target. I'm gonna move this back above. I did that earlier, but that might have been a no-no. See what the settings. We know it's not going to hit 1.2 before it hits that. So. This is strategy, and we will optimize this as well. Like a similar. Okay, but something is wrong with this because it's definitely, like I said, if this is the stop loss from here to here, then it certainly reached that same level above here first. Instead of getting stopped out here, it should have exited there. So I solved one problem to run into another problem. I want to see what the average entry price is on 1450 at 29. Is 192. The average entry price was 192. That was at bar 1450. So 192.98 should be the average entry price. Look over to the right hand side of the screen. You see 192.98. So that is right there. But why is the take profit not calculating or coming up properly? So we're going to see what the settings are. The setting says that we're making the take profit 0.496. So the stop loss is 0.02. The take profit is 0.496. So if 0.02 hits right here, then 0.496 is almost, what, 25 times that? 0.02, 0.49? It's almost 25. Well, yeah, well, it's closer to 0.3. So whatever that is. Is that 16? 16, 32, 48, something like that. But either way, even at 16 times that would be way up here, right? So that's why. So maybe the take profit is coming up properly. It's just not taking you out. But what in the world? So we're just gonna redo this for 0.02. We just keep them the same. So looking for like a roughly 1-to-1 risk to reward. Come over here to strategies. Do that. Here, 0.02 to 0.2, and then we'll do like the same thing here. 0.02 to 0.2. Okay, now we got that take profit. Okay, so that's going to be a better graph, I can already tell you. Not much better, but it's better. Is that better? So enter. Yep, you got to exit on these. Just turn right around and did it again. Profit there 2 times, 3 times. It took 1, 2 L's. Another one in profit. So that graph. So 1, 2, 3 times a profit, 2 L's, and then 1 time a profit again. When did this lose bad? Well, when did it not lose bad? That'd be the better question. So much wicking going on in here. All right, so let's come back, and again, we're gonna look for that 1-to-1 risk to reward. We're gonna optimize for that. 102 to 0.2, going about 0.004. See what? Down about 0.08. And same with this one. Okay. Something's just still weird about that, how all of these are percent profitable, all the gross loss and gross profit are all the same. It's not taking any new trades. Something's not right about that. Determine the distance. but I'm not seeing it right now. What if we stretched it out more? What if we stretch it out more? So instead of having that, and I get it, we're working with the smaller ranges, but on a 1-to-1, that's fine. Let's make this, let's just stretch it out instead of going from 0.02 to, no, 0.2 is pretty high. I mean, 2%, 0.2%. Let's take that to 1.2, which is what we were doing earlier, but we only did on the take profit side. Let's go to 2. 102 to 0.2. May take a while, but that equity curve looks terrible. Minus 1800. It did at least go to minus 1787. Not much else though. Stop losses. Now they're working on the calculations for it being at 1.0 of a stop loss. That'd be crazy to have a stop loss at 1.0 and have to take profit of 0.02. That's 5 times in the wrong direction. 5 times the risk for 1 time the reward. Okay, now we moved it up to 0.26 for the take profit. So it's roughly 3-1 risk to 1 reward. But it's gonna be about 5 minutes there. Yeah, it's gonna be about 5 minutes there. But that's good to note though, is that you're running into trouble. You might want to widen your stops and your take profit. Then also, like I said, I need to go and change this template to change this template to make sure that I had it here. See, I keep deleting this part of the template. I keep deleting that out because I don't really need the counter. You don't really need the counter. That just makes sure that you're on the next bar. And same thing with this. That makes sure that you're on the next bar. But that's the exact reason why you want to have either the counter and or average price being greater than average entry price being greater than 0. So I had it right. I just been taking it out for whatever reason. But we're gonna leave it there. All right, so we're making our way through. We're 5 minutes through. It looks, 2 minutes, 3 minutes through. This time is not moving very much though, which is awkward. And our net profit isn't doing much either, which is very awkward. All right, I'm gonna let this run for a little bit and then I'll be back. Oh, there we go. Now we get some change in numbers here. 1462. A little better. anything better than what it was. It was crazy low before everything was going straight down. All right, we're gonna let it work, and back. Let's put. All right, I'll be back.